Okay, everyone. Hi.
Hey.
Welcome to the City of Myst weekly demo game. Tonight we're going to venture into the city streets in this superpowered detective game. And we have Christopher playing Mitosis, who is a big monster guy that can uh, duplicate his cells and create all kinds of different tissue. We have, and who's also an ex-Playboy boxer. We have Justin playing Declan Le'Strange with an antiques dealer who has, as you said, kind of stumbled in fields. He perceives the world as a dream around him and can sometimes change it consciously or unconsciously. And we have Lloyd playing Excalibur, who is a kind of a high society rich lady who's also a social activist, but has found a bracelet that can turn itself into any possible weapon. So, hi everyone, and we're gonna just set a baseline for the story by asking you, what does your team do? How did you, more like, what does your team do? Do you work together as a vigilantes? Do you kind of know each other as people doing jobs together, professional jobs, hired guns, that kind of way? Which one of these options? Do you just help each other out because you're individuals who have touched something from the beyond and you've met each other? What kind of direction would you like to take this?
I'm not too sure, but I think Declan could easily have been guided by his dreams to kind of make his surroundings include these other two characters, quite possibly due to their own powers, which would aid him in any of his activities, be it his dabblings in the black market or just
Sure.
just coming to grips with his own predicament of a sort of blurred reality.
Sure, that's a good start. Declan could be our hook for this, for the beginning of this case. Does that work for everyone?
Yeah, sure.
Sure. Fantastic. So, we start our case with Declan sitting at his office, maybe a kind of dusty office on top of a storage where he keeps all his archaeological stuff and his antiques. Mitosis and Excalibur, you can choose if you're there at the moment or you're doing something else elsewhere in the city. But it's kind of late afternoon. It's getting dark outside. Declan, you're looking outside. You're seeing the city, the industrial part of the city where your warehouse is situated. It's dusk. The sky is in all kinds of shades, colorful sunset shades, and very cloudy and heavy at the same time. And you kind of get this tingling that you always get before something happens when the phone rings. This kind of old style phone on your desk just goes ling, 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 ling.
So Declan would he'd turn away from the window, and hearing the ring sort of answer his internal precognition of it. He would drain the last of his whiskey drink, and the ice would rattle as he set the glass down, and he'd answer the phone with leaving his thin cigarette still hanging out of the corner of his mouth.
Right. So he picks up the phone. I missed that part.
Yes, yeah, and he says, hello, who is
You
it?
put the cigarette down, you answer, and you hear this kind of nervous voice, husky voice on the other side of the line. Is that Le'Strange? Did I reach Le'Strange?
This is Le'Strange. Do I owe you money?
Not yet. I need you. I heard you have a team, and I need some help. Someone stole something very valuable from me. My name is Wilson Hardy.
Wilson Hardy, I don't...
You may have heard this name. You may have not. You're not really sure, but you know it rings a bell in the kind of antiques and field.
Wilson, I know some people who may be able to help me help you. What sort of problem do you think you have?
Someone stole a crate from my warehouse.
You don't say. A crate.
Yeah, it has something very valuable in it, and I would like you to return it. Find the people who stole it and bring it back. It's very important to me.
Warehouse, eh? Might it be at the docks? I think I know a person or two down there. Might give me some insight.
You do whatever you need to do. If you want to come down to the warehouse and look into it, fine by me, but I need you to find this. It's a very valuable thing, very valuable piece of antique, and I want it back. I don't know who stole it, but I heard you people can sort these things out.
What's in the crate, though? Or how would I at least identify the crate?
What's in the crate is between me and the people I work with. But I'll give you ways to identify it. It has a number, a serial number, of course, and a shipment documentation. I'll give you all that.
So I guess Declan he'd quickly take down the details, and he would just sort of brush himself off and snuff out his cigarette after the call, I think. But he would still be listening for the last bits of information.
No problem. Wilson doesn't really, he's very brief. He gives you the information. You close on a certain fee. I mean, you decide what fee he's going to pay you. Should you find the crate and should you bring it back intact? It's a nice bit of money. So it's obviously something that he's willing to offer a nice bit of money. So it's obviously something important to him and valuable, because if it wasn't valuable, it would be. He doesn't sound like the type of person who would pay such a sum of money for something sentimental. But it's going to cover your costs and keep you going for a while. You can pay the other team members as well. It sounds like a good job to take on.
And so Declan would indeed snuff out his cigarette and collect his overcoat and his fedora hat, and he would proceed to go meet up with his two aides, his two friends that might aid him on this.
Okay. Mitosis, are you in the area? Did you go out to pick up some
Yeah,
fast
I'm out to get up like 20 pizzas. About that, because I'm really hungry.
Okay.
But I think I'm on the way back to his place, because I have no place to be oddly ill elsewhere. So
Yeah, I think a warehouse is a good place for a monstrous creature to hide in.
yeah,
What kind of clothes do you wear on the street? Do you go with a hoodie or something that covers you?
yeah, I go like a big lab like a coat, but I turn my skin like the normal color, like human color.
Okay.
I try to make me small when I'm outgoing.
Yeah, it's not your strength to make yourself smaller, but you
But
try
I'm
to
trying.
use your powers. Yeah, very very good. Okay, where is Excalibur at that point in time? I can't hear you.
Not working. Testing, testing. There we go. Sorry about that. That was embarrassing. I am now at an afternoon gala. I'm entertaining guests at an auction that's happening in the afternoon, and I'm down there with my family's bank account, marveling at the wonderful works of art and rolling my eyes at how bored I am.
Right.
But of course, if they call me, I'll have to pick up.
Yeah, maybe that's the time to call. That's the time when Declan calls. But when you do get together later on and they bring everyone together, where do you meet?
Usually it's up to Declan. He's the one who organizes everything.
Well, perhaps as Declan's leaving his office, the building to his office, he runs into Mitosis, and possibly as Mitosis is approaching, he would say, "Oh, Mitosis, you great brute! You stick out like a sore thumb."
Yeah, I try not to.
And then, well, I've been having a hard enough time keeping the purse strings pulled, and I know you could always use a few extra bits in the bank. And then Declan would just show him the details to this, the identity of this crate and the number with the zeros behind it of the possible collection. And he'd say, "What say you? I could probably use some muscle in this warehouse. But if you're in, perhaps we should go see what the Shanti is up to. Our good friend, the Excalibur.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm sure she's busy with her socialite activities, or at least occupied with the tedium of them."
But I'm going back to the stores first and eat my pizza. You can get one if you like.
Oh, a slice would do just fine. Extra anchovies. And I think after they get a greasy slice of pizza, they would make their way over to the gala, where they know their friend is currently possibly even being held against her will.
Yeah, and my face is just a lot of pieces in my face because I'm not that clean.
Okay. You walk. You walk to the gala, or you take some kind of maybe a subway train to the gala, to the area where it's held. Okay, nobody really inquires much on the subway, but when you arrive at the richer area of town, the security at the gala kind of looks you up and down, wondering, okay, who are these two people? They have a clear face of "we're not letting you in," unless at some point Excalibur interrupts.
Walks by the window. Or they could always just call me. Like, we have phones, right, guys?
They can, but they decided to come and visit you, so
That also works.
I asked to please let me go in, and if they don't do it, I will be filled with rage and try to intimidate them to let me in.
Okay. Go for it. So to intimidate, you use convince. So what kind of tags are you going to throw in there?
Filled with rage.
I didn't hear. Say again.
Filled with rage.
Okay, filled with rage. That's going to.
I can make me huge.
Okay, you're going to tower over them at the same time. Anything else?
I'm gonna turn my skin color to a monster, like a furry monster.
Okay, so you're really exposing yourself to these guys, but that's okay.
Let me in!
So you're rolling +3.
Yeah.
Could I maybe just because I'm right there and I see my friend sort of kind
Right.
of brew up
Yeah.
large, could I like sort of get in on it and use my mysterious reality bending to sort of turn it into, and also maybe with my common sense, turn it into like I'm sort of quelling the situation, maybe just adding to his role with my 2 tags and making it like it's to their benefit that they just get our friend rather than have us try to go and get her ourselves. I'd say, hey, brother, please, perhaps all this activity here, this martial inklings aren't needed. Maybe it's best if we just have our friend called for us by one of your men and looking to the doorman. I just add that.
Well, let's just say you, Christopher, you're gonna roll if you're going to do it. If he tries to calm you down and he succeeds, Declan, so you don't need to roll. But
Did you say I do not get in?
sorry,
They say to me I cannot get in, right?
they're not. They didn't say anything. They just kind of came nearer to each other so as to block the way, but they didn't say anything. They're just suits with those, dark sunglasses, even though there's no sun.
Okay, I
And
try to walk in first, and if they block me, I don't do it.
okay, Declan, you can try to calm him down and give him a status that he's calm, which will make it difficult for him to show rage. But that's up to you. Or you're just gonna let him do his thing.
I think if anything, actually, now that his friend is like doubling down, Declan would like go with it. He would maybe just present his sidearm and to aid in the strong arm.
Okay. I think you can. Usually, you can roll change the game if you're assisting someone. But right now, I think Mitosis has a +3. He's doing pretty well, so maybe we'll skip that for now.
I rolled 5, so that is 8.
8. 8 falls in the 7 to 9 range, which means that there's going to be some kind of a complication. Let's look at the moves sheet. So for convince, it says on a hit, when you roll above 7, so 7 to 9 or 10 plus, they can either choose to take a status and hold their ground. You choose what status it is. I mean, you scare them or you pummel them to the ground, up to you. Or they can give in a little but protect their own agenda because you rolled a 7 to 9. If you had rolled a 10 or more, they would really have to update their agenda to include yours, at least for the time being. So they need to play along a little bit. So what they're doing is they're just going to ask you, they're obviously a bit freaked out by your appearance, but they're not really budging. They do say, one of them says, what are you looking for here? This isn't the place for you. If I can help you in any way, I will do it. But just tell me what you want, please.
I want to visit my friend.
Who is your friend?
I'm gonna look at the Le'Strange.
And Le'Strange will pull away the cigarette from his mouth, and he'll say, "We were hoping to come across Ashanti here. We have some more interesting things to do than this gala. We'd be out of here quickly if you could get her attention for us."
Lady Wenshausen? What am I saying? Wenhausen.
Go for Wenhosen. Wenhosen's fine.
Anyway. Oh, Lady Ashanti. Okay, sorry, we didn't know you were her friends. We'll come right along. And one of them leaves where he's stationed, leaves his position, and just walks you into the gala. Knowing that maybe Excalibur wouldn't want everyone to see her friends from the industrial district.
Mitosis just walks in the gutter like, "Yo, what's up, Ashanti?" Like, "Whoa, I don't know that man. No idea who he is."
He walks into a exactly.
I'm gonna change back to a normal dude.
And Le'Strange would he'd snuff his cigarette and take off his hat as he entered.
Very dignified. So he takes you to a side room that is, about the size of Lestrange's office, huge, or big anyway, like a studio, and he tells you that Ashanti will be with you in a few minutes, and indeed after a few minutes you meet Ashanti.
So I come into the room after hearing what happened, and I'm like, "Lestrange, why did you come all the way here just to see me?"
Well, I felt like stretching the legs on my way to the warehouse anyways.
Yes, but maybe you don't understand this, but there's a reason why I have a secret identity, is so people don't know who I am. It's kind of hard to have a secret identity when you literally come to my house.
For truth, I probably should have collected you first and then found the brute.
That does not mean anything, Mitosis. Doesn't mean anything if you still come here. Next time, just call. What's the job?
And Declan would set out the paper with the details and the cash sum, and he'd, there's a missing crate at the warehouse, and you know how any sort of archaeological prospect will always begin my hunger for more knowledge of these things, and to make sense of what's been going on here.
You called me up, came all the way down to this gala, where, by the way, I am clearly not dressed to go out, don't mind the shoes, to tell me about a missing crate.
There is a little bit of cash involved, and he'll motion to the zeros at the end of it.
I look down at the zeros, I look up at you, and I raise an eyebrow, and I look around me. And I look back at you again. Fine. Sorry?
I'm gonna say, you owe me a favor the last 20 times I saved you.
19. And it doesn't count. I'm paying you back eventually. Fine. Let's go find your silly crate. Just because it means we won't be here, and for all things I can get out of these goddamn heels.
Yes, they aren't befitting you. I've grown more accustomed to you with your great weapon in hand.
I raised my eyebrows. Is that a euphemism, Le'Strange? I thought you didn't like that. I didn't know you liked me that well.
He just raises an eyebrow and lights a cigarette.
I'm about to say, we don't smoke in here, and I go, you know what? Don't worry about it. I will meet, text me the location, and I'll meet you there once I say my goodbyes. I have a status to uphold.
Mitosis, you have a phone. You know how these devices, they interfere with
Don't
sleep.
let Mitosis call me. Every
call
time.
you from a payphone.
Payphone. Call me from a payphone.
I don't own a phone. So.
I go, you know what? Fine. Give me 10 minutes. I'll get the car around. I'll grab my gear. You know what? I have a change of clothes. We'll go after I change my clothes.
I saw an alley beside, and I think we'd be more welcome there.
On the way out, I'm gonna generate some spores in my hand to make the two suits remember we was there.
Remember what?
So don't remember we was there.
You want to erase people's memory with your spores?
Yeah, like.
Yeah, why not?
No problem.
It's like. Or just make them high. I just made them high then.
No problem. You can make them high. Right
Yeah.
now, it's entirely narrative. It's not really.
Yeah.
No.
I don't make them high. It's more realistic.
What color of cloud of spores do you want to have on that?
I made them to see pinned elephants and stuff like that.
Pink elephants. That's
Perfect.
amazing.
So as you guys drive by in Excalibur's fancy car, you see the guards a bit woozy, and just Mitosis. Nobody really cares about it. You're just very happy that it happened.
I probably I tell the driver to take the day off and I go, Le'Strange, you're driving us, by the way.
And as Le'Strange, he got a whiff of the spores, and he sees these pink elephants, and he gets behind the wheel.
And I'm sitting at the back of my legs crossed, going, whatever this is, it better be worth it. I assure you, I was having the time of my life at the ball gala.
Oh, you know as well as I do, you were dying to get out of there.
Fine. Yes, I was. That's not the point.
And then Le'Strange, he just guns it all the way into the warehouse.
Very good.
As he's doing it, I'm going to go, Mitosis, do you mind closing your eyes? I need to change.
Yeah, I'm gonna close my two eyes and I'm gonna make a new eye and open that.
And of course, Le'Strange makes a joke about closing his eyes, and he jerks the wheel real quick. Ha ha!
I'm like, just don't look in the rearview mirror. And you, I can see the other eye. As I like change out of my dress and put something a bit more like comfortable on.
Cool. Right. So after a short drive, the sun has already set. There's the city looks gray and it's getting darker and darker. Something is blowing through the streets. Is it just wind, or is it some kind of new force? Something that's appearing and entering the city. Only the most sensitive of you can maybe sense the difference. At any rate, there's a kind of you can imagine a kind of sad music playing in the background somewhere as you drive in front of a warehouse that says Hardy Shipments, and you I don't know if Le'Strange has set it up with Wilson. He's waiting for you, but he's probably at his office. You can see, however, already when you stop, you can see that the front gate there's something going on in the area where the lock was. So it seems like the lock was busted, or there's something going on there. But there's a light in the office on the top floor.
I guess Le'Strange would pull the car up fairly close to the front gate, I would imagine, and he'd get out and straighten his coat and wait for his traveling friends to probably accompany him as he approaches that front gate and investigate what's going on there. Is there any people standing around?
No, it's an industrial area. It's way past the work hours. It would be by now. It would probably be 8 p.m. It's actually kind of graveyard silent. Maybe a slight wind. Lights on the streets, but they're very far apart because it's not really a residential area.
Right,
Yeah.
so I'm in a disguise, so I'm actually, now that I've changed, I'm actually wearing this like slightly tight like one-piece suit. But it's got like a small dress part to the bottom. So it's like a skirt, but there's like leggings underneath, so I'm not completely showing. And my hair, I've actually released it and I've sort of tied it up and put on like a mini wig, so now I'm like fully blonde. And I've got like one of those like slight veils I used to cover my face, and I've put that on as well.
Okay, you look like one of us.
Uh,
Yeah, there we go. That'll work. I've got a veil on, but not like an actual hijab or like a ninja, but like actually just a small little mini veil.
when I see her in her superhero uniform, I gonna change my skin color to have a matching uniform.
I think it's more like it's not really a super. It's more like a disguise, like a normal person
Ah,
pretending
Oh,
to
it's like a normal person disguise.
yeah,
okay.
And
not
Oh,
like
okay,
a
fair enough.
super rich lady in a industrial area zone after work hours.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. In that case, yeah. In that case, the tight stuff is underneath for when I'm fighting, and I have like just like a normal jacket and trousers overall, but it matches. So like you can match that if you want.
Um, I'm kind of fit, so the only thing I just think about, I'm gonna take on like a wrestler uniform and go around
a
in that.
onesie, a
Yeah,
unitard.
yeah.
And the only thing that would is a change that Declan isn't going to initiate right now, but he has like a kerchief that he pulls up over his face, but his face is exposed right now.
Oh, I just changed my face.
I wear a veil,
I
but
was
at the
going to
moment I'm
say
just having
something.
the hair.
Change that face for me.
You just wrote sales over this part, and that's done.
This is the important part. What are we looking like? Our costumes are important.
Very good. So what do you do? It sounds the light is on, but it sounds quite silent.
Hmm.
No
Is
doubt
he
we
here?
could. Yes, no doubt we could possibly meet this Wilson Hardy in person that I spoke with over the phone. That is likely to be his office up there.
Yeah. I'm gonna follow, and if I see a vending machine close by, I'm gonna try to get some food.
We just had pizza, good friend.
But I'm still hungry.
Understood.
He's a growing boy.
Oh, I'm about to say he's a growing boy, Le'Strange. Let the man eat.
Okay,
And
who's doing what? Who's walking in? Who's listening in? Who's doing what?
Oh, I have no time for this. I need to hurry up and get back home. I've got like what's called events to plan. So I'm gonna walk up to the door and like push the doorbell.
yeah,
This is the doorbell.
yeah.
And Le'Strange would be on Ashanti's flank.
And if I
Okay.
find a vending machine, because I don't have coins, I'm gonna destroy it and eat.
There isn't a vending machine
No.
anywhere.
Okay.
Not on this.
Uh,
He died. He's dead. He's gone, guys. I'm sorry. Goodbye, Amit.
um,
His internet just died, I think.
I
Oh no, he's
gonna
back.
order
Okay.
some pizza.
Roll 2d6 to see if there is a vending machine.
I'll roll 7.
Yep, we have definitely lost Amit. Amit is gone. I'm sorry, guys. It was a great game, guys. I had a good time. It was wonderful. I hope you enjoyed as much as I did. That was great. Have a good day. He'll be back in a minute, I'm sure. He probably just lost his internet.
Keep the broadcast
just-
going for 8 hours waiting here.
We have no choice. We can't close the windows. We close the windows, we'll close the broadcast, and we'll lose
we
everything.
we roleplayed the shit out of that scene.
Yeah, man, that was amazing. That bit where we like knocked the door and it didn't open, and we just waited for 8 hours. That's great.
And we robbed the
Yeah, but
bank and
back.
stuff like that.
Sorry, you guys. I kind of lost.
no worries.
you for a moment.
No biggie. So when we were gone, we saved the day and we got the crate back. So if you'd like to continue from there.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, it explodes and you'll die.
Oh,
Let's keep going. All right. So you ring the doorbell. There's no answer. But as you ring the doorbell, you notice that the door is very slightly ajar.
Declan,
Glass door with Hardy shipments on it. You know, an old glass door.
Declan wouldn't have wasted much time. He would try the door, just pull it open, or push it, however it goes.
It goes in. You push it. There's a metal staircase going up to the office, and you can kind of go around it and into the storage. The warehouse.
But Declan would wait for Ashanti to go first.
oh, what a kind gentleman. Let me just step into the darkness with that for you. That's perfectly fine. And I'll saute into the room while rolling my eyes at him.
And of course, Declan's waiting for mitosis as well.
I'm gonna follow, and I'm gonna go like silence it and sideways inside the door.
And I have to get out of the way, I'm sure, too, a bit.
You
But then I
hear
follow close behind.
you hear this kind of a rustle, you know, like a kick in the. Something is rolling upstairs, like a noise.
Huh.
Something falls over, a clatter. That's what I mean.
Well, that's strange. I'll head up, but I'll go a bit faster. I won't run, but I'll head upstairs.
I'll follow close behind.
Okay, as you go upstairs, you go up. Do you walk? Do you run up? Do you walk up casually? Do you? listen up?
Well, things I don't think there's any danger, so I'll just like walk fast.
Okay, you walk fast into the office just to find two things.
Okay.
A middle-aged man with his head on the desk and his arms next to him with what seems to be a pool of blood dripping, and another person in a black leather jacket and a cyclist helmet.
Mm-hmm.
Sifting through stuff in the cabinets, looking for things, but as you arrive, he hears you, he turns around to you. It's a small office, there isn't much space there. There's him, you, and the desk where the middle-aged man is
Slumped over.
yeah, is over, and he just looks at you, pulls out a gun, and takes a shot and shoots you.
Oh, cool.
He's dead.
So
Oh, nice.
what you're going to do now is you're going to face danger, and you're going.
Yeah, let's do it.
So Excalibur isn't the most defensive of characters, but see if there's anything you can use to dodge or not die from the bullet.
Oh, I will be using Excalibur, the ultimate weapon relic, because as he shoots the bullet, because I know weaponry and I know how it works. I can see him coming with the bullet as well. Is there a door I just opened?
There is. It's another glass door. No, sorry. At the top of the staircase, there isn't a door.
There isn't a door. It's just like straight
It's a
staircase, right?
doorway. An opening.
Straight doorway. Okay. He's looking. Well, can I try and like sort of do like a what am I going for? Okay, so what about the door next to me?
If you want to see like your abilities, you can check out your tags.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at them now. I'm just trying to think of how I'm gonna get this done. There's a door to the right of me, right? Like there's like a door frame right there.
There's a door frame, yeah.
Okay, so can I, as the bullet is coming towards me, can I whip out Excalibur, make it into like some kind of I don't know what I'm gonna go for. Because I can't do armor, I can only do weaponry, right?
Yeah, that's your problem. The minute.
Oh, in that case, I would just simply whip it out into one of those like those hand axes, and I'll bring it up to my face to knock away the bullet.
Okay, it's not usually how you use it, but you can definitely use that tag for trying to maybe block the bullet before it hits you.
Yep.
So you have this one tag, so your power is 1.
I also have accurate.
Right, but that's more for like accurate weapons and hitting with your weapon.
How accurate do you have to be to block a bullet?
I think you have to be pretty.
So I think accurate should count.
Okay, let's throw it in as well.
So that's 2 tags.
That's 2 tags.
I think because it's inconspicuous in bracelet form, he wasn't expecting me to just whip it out and block it, so he's kind of surprised.
Right, but it doesn't actually help you block the bullet.
Good point.
It's
You're right. Okay, fine.
not that he was aiming somewhere else because of it. So I will
Okay.
throw in. I think you have a sword joints weakness tag. So throw that in just for the fun of it, because you're trying
What?
to.
But that's not even the same. It's not even the same thing. It's a completely separate thing.
No, it's not on the same theme. It doesn't have to be. But you're trying to do something pretty abrupt, and
Okay.
you're trying to block a bullet with a piece of whatever.
All I have to do is just roll 2 6s. It's fine. I'll just not do that. Oh. Okay. Here goes nothing.
So you
6
have
plus 1 is 7.
no.
So
You have all right. You have 2.
Yeah.
Right. So what happens?
I have 2 minus 1.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So what happens when you face danger and you roll 7 to 9? You take the status that you were going to get, but you reduce 1 tier for me. So instead of getting hit by injured 2, statuses also have tiers. So instead of getting hit by injured 2, you have a kind of a flesh wound, and it's going to be tier 1. So just write down that you have a status, and the status is tier 1, and the tag is flesh wound.
Gotcha.
Basically, it hits you. You don't block it all the way, but you make it bounce in a way that it just kind of cuts you under your arm, but in a very superficial way.
Gotcha.
So whenever you're going to try to make moves now that where a flesh wound would bother you, would bother you and would make it more difficult for you, you're going to reduce 1 from your power until you get rid of this status. Somehow.
Wow. Thanks for shooting me for no reason. That's great.
Well, you're walking up to a very quiet office after hours, with no.
Not you. I meant the guy who shot me.
Well, it's just things are just heating up. It's just the beginning. You hear the gunshot, Mitosis, Declan Le'Strange. What do you do?
So Declan was right behind Ashanti, or now in Excalibur form. So hearing a gun pop off, he would be quick to reach for his own weapon, and he would try to preemptively. I think I'm going to use 3 tags, and you'll definitely be putting the weapon jam on there, I'm thinking, because what he wants to do is if I understand it correctly, his adhesive foam ammo, he'd like to take a shot at his gun, the opponent's gun,
right?
To try and block it up, and that's sort of like a gunslinging stunt, and of course he'd want to use his good shot as well. So I think that's 3 tags, but then 2 if the weakness is there.
Do you want to throw in the weakness?
Oh, well, he's using like 3 different gun things, so I think it would be prone to jam.
Okay.
And it's the sticky ammo too, so.
So when you're attacking this way, you're going for the move, hit with all you've got. You do have a clear shot. The guy just took a shot, so he's not ready to take another one just yet.
So I got 9 on the dice.
You got 9 on the dice plus 2, right?
Yeah.
So first of all, both of you, when you have the weakness tag activated, you mark insight or growth on that theme, which is kind of builds up to new tags. But let's take a look at this move. Hit with all you've got. So when you roll 10 or more, you get to choose 2 out of the list, and the list is extended by 2 other options. And here are the options. You can take cover or secure a superior position so that they can't hit you back. If you don't take that, and basically he has the option of shooting back at you. You get them good or get many of them, so you add 1 tier to the status you're causing. I'll get to that in the end. There is loads of collateral damage. In other words, you control how much collateral damage is going to take place. And the 4th option is you hold the target's attention if possible. And because you rolled over 10, you can also spend your 2 choices on on the following. If it's in your ability to move them, they're out of the way, and you also mess up, weaken, or blow a hole through their defenses, and we'll get into that later. So these are your 6 options. You need to choose 2. I did neglect to say that you're automatically, when you succeed in this move, you cause a status of tier equal to your power. So you're causing a status of whatever status is relevant to what you're doing. For example, jammed, and the tier of the status is going to be 2. So jam 2 or whatever you decide. So over to
like
you.
jamming his weapon up.
Sorry?
So like I could put the jammed status on his weapon or on him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'd do that, and then I pick one other one. So I think I would choose to get out of the way, so that thinking that probably Mitosis will go in and do his thing.
Right. So you get out of the way, but no, you automatically get to inflict the status. You can make it higher by choosing the second option.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll double down on the sticky.
Right. Very good. So you basically jam his gun for his or her gun for tier 3 status, which should keep them down for a while. Now, just to throw that in, as far as tiers go for your characters, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's very impeding if you have a -4 in your actions, but that's all. That's all okay. When you hit 5, you're out. You can't take actions that are relevant for that status. And when you hit 6, your character kind of goes over to me, and I decide what happens. Maybe you die, maybe you lose something. But it's very hard to reach 6. You have to really be destroyed. So try to avoid that. Okay, so Declan, you very quickly fired this adhesive ammo shot. The gun kind of inflates with this adhesive ammo, and it's useless. The guy kind of looks at the pistol, and he's a bit disoriented. Mitosis, are you going to clue in here, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna run through the wall and end him.
And hit him? I didn't hear.
Yeah, I'm gonna run through the wall and hit him.
Go for it. You have everything you need for that. So first of all, let's. You know what? Because the wall is kind of cardboardy, I'm not going to get you to roll for it. So you can just. He's really not expecting something your size and shape coming through the wall. So you have an open shot to hit with all you've got.
Okay.
So use the tags that are relevant for the hitting, not for the wall breaking.
Okay.
You're through the wall.
I'm gonna instant muscle building.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use my bossing. I'm gonna use my mean right hook.
No problem.
I'm gonna use filled with rage because my teammates just got shot.
Okay, filled with rage. What you could do is you could use it as you could use it with a change the game move to kind of pump up your blood or something like that if you want. But it's a separate thing, So for now, maybe
I use the emotional then, a weakness tag, because
Sorry?
I use emotional as a weakness tag. Because my friend got shot.
Right. So you can use it as a weakness tag. Yeah, it takes you from 3 to 2.
Yeah.
But I don't really see how it makes you weaker in this instance. So it's up to you.
Sorry, is it called emotional?
Yeah.
Okay. I just didn't hear it. Okay.
Yeah, you can get emotional and kind of miss things. Yeah, that could be a good interpretation if you want.
Yeah, I do that, and I have nothing else to do.
So you have a +2 basically.
Yeah, and I'm gonna use spore generation to make pipes on my hand.
Okay, but that's another change the game move. If you want to give yourself an advantage that you don't currently have, you roll change the game. If you're just gonna go with what you've got, go with what you've got. You have +2.
I don't change the game and try to hit him afterwards.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, I try to turn my hand into a fucking spike first.
With what? With bone plates or whatever the
Yeah,
hell you're
bone
doing?
blades.
Okay, so you're rolling change the game with +1 roll.
Yeah. And I rolled. That was on the floor. 9 plus 1.
9 + 1.
Yeah.
Okay, so the change the game moves basically let you add, give yourself beneficial statuses.
Yeah.
So you have as much juice as you, which are just the points that you can spend, as many points as you have power, which is 1. But when you roll over 10, you have a minimum of 2 power, so you can play a bit with it. So
So,
you can give yourself a status of, I don't know, or a tag of spiky, whatever, bone spike,
yeah.
which is, and you can, if you choose from the list below, you can actually, usually these things fade after 1 action, but you can
Okay.
choose to prolong it and keep it for longer.
Um, can I make my spike poison with spore generation?
You can make your spike poisoned anyway, yeah. I mean, because you're mitosis and you can use these tags. So you have 2 tags now. You have spike and poison,
Yeah, I don't do that.
but they're gonna work only for your next action.
Yeah, that's fine. Can
Okay,
I
go for
hit
it.
him too, or?
Yeah, go for it. Hit him.
And I use my mean hood, and I use emotional, and I use Bosnian, and muscle filling thing.
So how many tags are you piling up there at this point?
2. 3 minus 1.
Okay, but do you want to throw in your spike tag? That could be
Oh
useful.
yeah, I also do that. I forgot. I'm a poison.
Okay, so you have 4.
Yeah.
Roll.
I roll 9.
Okay,
Ready?
so it's the same. It's the same story. You can choose 2 options from the hit with all you've got
Yeah.
move.
Okay, I gonna destroy him. Can I do that?
You wanna hit him harder?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna hit him so hard again.
Okay, and what's the second option? You want to be safe. You want to control the collateral damage. You want to weaken him.
I want to punch him out of the wall.
No problem. That's kind of collateral damage. Okay, go for it. So just describe how you punch him through the wall.
I'm gonna punch him in the head, into his helmet, and make him fly away. I'm
And
probably not punch like this. I'm gonna probably backhand him like instead of using
how do you
spyglass.
use the spike?
I'm gonna punch him in the head, and if it's not, I'm gonna throw him through the wall.
Okay, so I guess Ashanti and Excalibur and Le'Strange just see this huge mass wearing some kind of something that maybe was closed before, going through the wall, growing the spike, impaling the guy through the motorcycle's helmet, pulling it out bloody, then throwing him through the wall, down the staircase, and the guy just rolls to the landing below and kind of, he's dead.
And Declan just looks to Ashanti and says, I don't think we'll be getting any information out of that one.
Why did we bring mitosis?
He's so hungry.
Congratulations, you caused a tier 5 status. You totally destroyed the guy, and
I lean over at mitosis. I'm like, first off, thank you for saving my life.
20 times now.
But you didn't. We actually had.
I did just disarm.
I sort of look at him like, I know technically you did just save my life, but you didn't actually have to. Let's go see the dead body. The guy who's on the table, how's he looking?
He's looking out. Do you want to check if he's alive?
Breathing. Yeah.
Um, he's kind of swallowing his own blood. He doesn't. He looks in a very bad shape. He's going to die very soon unless he gets some kind of medical help. And even then, it's not sure because his throat is kind of half slit, or slit, but not like ear to ear, just here.
But he's not dead yet.
He's not
So
dead.
we can,
He's
so
going
we
to
can
have
patch up his neck. He'll be fine.
he won't be fine, but he'll be able to get a few words out.
I look over at Mitosis.
Yeah,
And I look-
I'm gonna do like the roof he do in the Guardians of the Lashes, with a spore and try to heal him with that.
I don't know if for spores can heal. It's a
But
bit
I have
stretching.
rapid healing.
But what?
I have a tat called rapid healing.
Yeah, your own rapid healing. But if you want to confer it to this person, you'll be stretching your biological powers by a lot. But you might be able to do it if you roll the move, stop holding back.
Yeah, I don't do that. I don't put my both hand and trying to transfer some of my power to heal him.
Okay, stop holding back.
And now I'm gonna die.
And now you're gonna die. And I'm going to choose the stakes. So let's take.
Watch him choose like, you can't do anything. Fuck you.
You can't do anything forever.
Forever. You're fucked. That's the stake.
Okay, let's look at the stakes. So there's a couple of options there. You're resisting. It will burn you out. It will leave a mark. And it will change you forever. So I'm going to write it down. And I will have to also take a look at the Mitosis sheet for that.
Why do I need to be the healer, the tank, the...
Exactly, you're not.
Damage. You do all of it. We literally bring you along because you were a walking abomination. You can heal yourself. You can kill things. You have spores that can poison people. Why would we not bring you? You're incredibly versatile.
Yeah.
Now, it's going to cost him to try and heal someone other than himself.
He'll be fine.
Let's see.
It's off rapid cell group forever.
This is a Mythos and Logos move. So you are actually rolling plus Logos. If you roll 10 and above, I show you the stake before you make a call.
Yeah, okay.
If you roll 7 to 9, I don't show it to you, and if you can make a call. The call is between doing it and folding back, folding and blacking out. And of course, if you totally miss, like roll 6 or less, then you lose control over your powers, and I will be able to say how.
Okay.
So what's your Logos, Mitosis? 2, I think, no?
My what?
Your Logos. Your Logos is how many Logos themes you have.
Lotus Fiend.
It's at the top of the page.
2. Yeah. There's a 2 Lotus and 2 Mythos.
Mythos. So you're balanced. You roll +2.
Okay. I'm gonna show you what I roll.
Hope you don't roll 4 or less.
That was a 1. And a 4. 5.
5. Hey.
Perfect. So you made it to 7 to 9. which means you'll have to make the call whether or not
Dude.
you're
Dude!
do it.
There's no call. I do it.
Okay. So the price is you burn out your survivability theme.
What do that mean?
Wow, Jesus Christ, man.
It means that you won't be able to use it until the next downtime.
Okay, that's fine.
And you can describe it. Basically, you're trying to do something that's way out of your scope. You're more like, you work with yourself, trying to grow spores that can actually heal. It's genetically, it's a huge effort for you. So you can describe how it looks.
All my bone in my body strengthened. It's like not that visible more, and it looks like my skin is more softened now. And I'm not looking weaker, but I'm not looking physically weaker, but I look softer.
Okay, and what happens with these spores that you send?
It goes into the neck of him, and try to what do you call it?
Regenerate his body?
Yeah, close the scar.
And as all this is going on in front of Declan, can we really blame him for blurring the lines on his own reality?
And
that's not helping Declan. Right.
and his scars, because I have a mist color, so his scars is like irons, because the sports is not working right like I wanted. So it's
Right.
orange skin color now.
So he has a funny colored scar now,
Permanently.
permanently. He doesn't seem to mind now.
It's like, hey, I didn't fucking die. Cool.
So he just he sits back. He's still kind of suffocating. He's not. There's blood in his lungs. There's a lot of stuff going on. He's not all done now and fixed, patched up. He's patched up, but he's not just 100% healthy. He's kind of, you can hear this gurgle in his when he's talking, and he says, "I can't believe you made it here. I'm so lucky. Thank you." And he just keeps thanking you for about 5 minutes. He says, "I'm out of this business. I don't want the damn crate. I don't want it. I didn't know there was so much involved. These guys can go to hell. I don't care about the crate."
I go, now, calm yourself down. Here, have a tissue. Wipe up your blood. Would you mind explaining to us what's going on?
He kind of comes back to himself. He regains his composure for a moment, and he says, "This guy, he came in here asking about the crate, and he was just after some kind of book or something. I don't know. He thought I had it, but I don't have it."
So he slit your throat and left you to die.
Well, when he was threatening me with the knife and I told him I don't have it, he slit my throat, and that was the last thing I was able to see. I heard him going around the room. I didn't know what he did. Where is he anyway? Did he?
Declan will point at the hole and he says, "Unfortunately for the man, that is the shape of him, and he traversed all the way to the ground. But we have yet to check on him."
He had a flight to catch.
Declan Le'Strange at your service, as he tips his hat.
I'm very happy I called you, Mr. Le'Strange. Your reputation precedes you, and now I know why. You and your associates are... I'm forever in your debt. That's the least I can say right now.
I'll keep that in mind.
He's you can see that he's he doesn't know what to do. He was very outspoken earlier, but now as he kind of sees that he's still alive, he still has something to lose, he becomes a bit quiet. he's not sure what to say, how much to say.
Yeah, well, let's see how much you're going to tell us in the first place. Please tell us everything you know about this crate so we can go and find it so I can go back to my party and I don't have to deal with motorcycle murderers anymore.
That's not going to be very easy.
I'm sorry?
I can tell you that it's not my crate.
Go on.
Someone asked me to get to get it back, and they told me to call you people.
Okay. So, did they give you any information as to where the crate may be or where we can start? And did they tell you who they are?
Yeah, they told me. It's Chinese triad. They're keeping it in a mansion on the other side of town.
And
I don't know who these guys are. I don't know why they want the crate. I don't know what's in the crate. I'm just the middleman. But I guess they found me.
All right, so it's in a crate with a Chinese triad. I look over at Le'Strange like, can't believe you called me at a fucking party for this, you bitch. And I go back to him again and go, so who hired you to get the crate?
He seems very reluctant to talk. You know, he's looking down at the desk.
Okay, so I'm gonna slide my hand over him. I'm gonna lean a little bit closer, you know, like have my boob like right by his head, and I go, sorry, I forgot your name again.
All right. He says, it's Wilson. I mean Wilson Hardy.
Mr. Hardy, you are a very, very prominent man who's just been given his life back. So, when I say that the Lord giveth, and I put my hand on his throat, like right there, the Lord can take it away, I assure you, I mean everything by it. My friend, looking at Mitosis, I go, did not have to do what he did to keep you alive, but just like he did it to you, he can take it away again.
And
Think
Declan
about-
will spin his gun on the table.
And I'm gonna show him a pipe with blood on it.
And I'll lean towards him and be like, yeah, I'll lean towards him and be like, think about what you say next before you say it. Who hired you?
He takes he sighs deeply. He says, some suit. His name is Lars Holst.
Doesn't sound like a triad, man.
Nope, that definitely isn't a triad name, I don't think, unless they have a really weird naming convention.
He's not triad. He just wants the crate.
Understood.
All right. What? Now, I know people like you. You don't live this long. Well, you don't live as long as you nearly almost didn't, without having picked up some information about who you work for. So, who is he? I know you've looked into him. I know you've looked into something. Tell me what it is.
He says, I'll be honest with you, ma'am. I have no idea who this man is. I've looked everywhere for this Lars Holst, and he's just a shadow. He just came over here in his gray suit and his foreign accent, and he offered me, he made an offer I couldn't refuse. But of course I looked him up. There's nothing on the man. I don't know who he is. I don't know why he's looking for the crate. I don't know why he wanted you people to do it. But he's certainly a man with resources.
Resources, eh? Resources to burn, resources to spend. I like it. And but Declan is going to walk over to the files that the motorcycle man was looking through. He's going to just start looking for anything of interest, anything that might have been last looked at by the motorcycle man. But he's more just playing out the scene.
Cool. Do you want to investigate?
Yeah, sure.
What are you going to throw in there? First, by the way, you can just roll with nothing. and if you don't have a specific tag, because you're doing an action anyone can take.
Well, maybe with his antique stuff, just he's got history here, so maybe he's or just the business connections is probably even better, just for familiarity with the files, because he's looking for crate files specifically, and he's probably dealt with that smuggling as well. So let's 2 then. Smuggling and business connections. Well, no, let's take out business connections, just 1. So I got 6 on the dice, a 5 and a 1, and so 6. So I guess that's just shy.
Okay, so it means that you're 7 to 9. Sorry, is that a 6?
6, yeah.
Yeah, 6 with the mod.
Right. Okay. Right. So a 6 is usually when the MC makes a move. You hear a motorcycle outside when you do this. You do get a chance to sift through the files. It's mostly Hardy Shipments files. There's nothing there because he never owned the crate. It never actually he was never in possession of the crate. So but you hear a motorcycle outside.
Well, I guess maybe I'd just look over and check, is the body still where it might have landed?
You just peer out of the hole and you see that the body's still there.
Okay. And would his bike still be somewhere around, or further investigation needed there? It's not by his body.
You can either investigate, or you can sneak out, or you can just walk out and try or look at the window. There's a window.
No, he'll just finish looking at the files for now then, and till he comes on with something else.
No problem. You do, however, hear then another motorcycle coming, and all of you start hearing a whole group or a gang of motorcycles drawing.
We have some trouble here, friends.
Huh.
While we do that, I gonna generate some spores in my hands with them to make them high. I generate a lot of spores in my hands, really much. Like until they come in, I gonna generate spores in my hands.
Okay, but to make who high?
What?
Yeah, be careful. We're here too.
Who do you want to make everyone high? Sorry, who do you want to make high?
The people outside. So when they come in, I'm gonna make my hand large, huge, and I'm gonna slam my hands when the spores gonna fly in the front of me.
Right. So this is changing the game. The thing about changing the game is that when you roll, unless you roll 10 or more, you can't do something that has an area effect. You can just kind of do something that affects one target. You can generate spore for one person. So you can do that, but they're not even coming in right now. They're just arriving.
No, I'm waiting on them.
Right. So you want to prepare the spores.
Yeah.
Okay, go for it. Roll.
Oh my god.
I believe in you.
What can I use power test for that? I rolled 7.
You roll the 7 with one power tag, which is an 8, which means that you have enough. The spores keep burning in your hands. You have enough spores to affect one person at the minute. You're also kind of depleted from the whole thing. You really stretch your limits. It doesn't have any mechanical effect for now, but except for the fact you can't use survivability. But I'm just kind of tying that in.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw that. Can I roll it into a ball or something like that?
Wait, but there's no one to throw it at. They're not coming in yet.
No, but so I'm ready to do it.
Okay.
So at the mention of possible company and hearing the motorcycles revving in the distance, Declan, he's taking out his gun and he's doing the trademark take the clip out, put it back in, cock it. He's running through everything with it.
I put my hand on Declan's shoulder and I go, gentlemen, please, let's not get ourselves involved in a gunfight we don't have to. Wilson, is there another exit out of this place?
Says, yeah, there's an exit at the back.
All right, let's go.
Very wise, and he'll holster his gun, and he's quick to the boot.
Okay. What about you, Mitosis? Do you want to fight this one? Do you feel any kind of urge to smash heads?
Yeah, I'm hungry.
I'm like, we'll smash heads later. Let's try and get out of here alive first.
Okay.
Right. Mitosis, I'm gonna upgrade that into a make a hard choice. You have all I know how to do is fight.
Yeah,
Then
I don't understand fight. Yeah.
so no, you can decide to kind of go against that, which
No, I
might
don't want
actually
to.
which
I
might
wanna
actually be clever at this point. But
I don't want to.
okay, in that case,
Do we have a desk?
a what?
I don't know. Repair a desk to throw at to also.
No, I didn't hear that last part.
I don't
I
know.
think
Find a desk.
Yeah, the desk that Wilson was sitting at, he wants to
Yeah,
pick
you,
it up and
you
throw
have
it.
it.
To repair to throw it when the people come after me.
Right.
Yeah.
You can leave the desk and set it up there. Le'Strange, Excalibur, are you going to let your teammates stay here and face what sounded like more than 8 motorcycles, or possibly many more than 8 motorcycles?
Well, we don't have a choice now that someone has to make a hard choice now, do we? Can't really leave him behind. So I sort of go to the door. Okay, we're gonna exit, and he's clearly not moving. I'm like, Mitosis, why aren't you moving?
Fight!
I look once again over at Le'Strange, like, why did we bring him?
For fighting.
I look at Wilson. All right, Wilson, find somewhere quiet. Stay low. Stay quiet. We'll deal with this. And I sort of like cock my neck and take off my my normal clothes, so my superhero clothes underneath, and like I bandage up my arm with my torn up clothes as best as I can.
I'm just gonna put it out there that you can try to convince other players. The moves work on PCs as well as NPCs. It's not.
I gonna say to the Le'Strange, building weak where?
This is a terrible plan. I love it. Let's do it. That can only go wrong in so many ways. I love it.
What is it? Sorry.
Building weak where? He asks Le'Strange.
Okay.
What was that? Building weak where?
Mm-hmm.
At that, Le'Strange with his gun, he breaks the light bulb so to darken the room, and then he knocks out a window too to take up a shooting position. But
Okay. At that point, you start. Well, you don't. You hear it when it hits you. It's just a hail of bullets, machine gun rate. That's like, the whole office is like blowing to pieces.
I take position behind Mitosis.
Mitosis has no bone armor anymore.
I am holding onto Wilson, and we're staying low, and keeping our heads down while bullets are flying above us. And
Are you at the back with him? Do you send him to the back? That's after he allegedly went to the back. So
yeah, I'd probably have gone to the back with him because I'm not good at a range fight. Can I change into a gun? Because you didn't specify.
You can change it to a gun.
That sounds fair. All right. So I know what I'm doing, but I'm keeping him low and I'm keeping him quiet. So I'm keeping him safe first because
And
he's my priority.
What does Excalibur look like? Does it just like kind of a glove and a gun molded together?
Nope. It's just an armband. I don't change until I'm about to use the weapon because otherwise people know what I'm about to do.
Right.
There's no point in having a weapon you can change to any time and always have it in one position.
Cool. So you guys are Strange and Mitosis do a face danger move on just a hail of bullets shredding the entire office to pieces. What are you going to do there?
So I have subconscious reaction speed, lucky, and maybe mysterious reality bending, in hoping that enough of the bullets hit Mitosis and not me.
That's how you want to bend reality?
I think so.
Okay.
But I'd throw in no conscious control of dreams as well, because this is pretty haggard.
Now?
Okay.
Go for it.
Can I use some tests too?
So I got 8. 8 on the dice, and then what did I have? Subconscious reaction, mysterious reality, and lucky 3. So just 2, so 8, 9. So I got 10.
10. 10 means
good.
No status at all. So tell us what kind of effect do we see when the bullets miraculously miss Declan Le'Strange?
So Declan, he just sort of pirouettes from the window to behind his friend with his gun in hand, and the bullets seem to follow him across the room through the wall. But as he gets to his friend, they turn into wet slaps instead of passing through the room.
Cool. Very cool. So, Mitosis, what did you get?
I'm gonna do dodge from my power set dodge.
You're going to try to dodge from a hail of bullets?
Yeah.
Okay, your boxing dodge, I don't think it applies here.
Okay. I'm gonna use gambling and try to jump in something and hope it to not shoot through.
Gambling? Okay. The odds are against you, so that's not going to work here either.
Take a pounding.
Take a pounding, you're definitely going to take a pounding if it hits you.
Yeah. I'll do that, and I'm gonna roll 8 plus 1.
9, which means you reduce the status by 1. I keep forgetting to declare the statuses before you do it. The status was 4, so you're gonna get hit by a injured, slashed by the bullets. Status of 3, but you're a tough. Basically, you I don't know. You duck. You try to move. Not a lot of bullets hit you, but some do. But you're a tough guy. You can take it even without your bone armor. But it's really going to be a problem for you now because you're injured. I mean, you're not dead. You're not totally incapacitated, but you're badly injured. Like the bullets just tear through your flesh without your bone armor.
The plan worked.
Not looking great for you guys.
Okay.
Anyway, if you want to stay and fight.
We have to stay and fight. We can't leave because Mitosis wants to fight. I have a plan.
I don't do something.
Can I do something first?
I'm gonna do mine first. I'll do mine first. I'll do like the old Viking does. Use my spores to put in me, so I did like immune to pain and stuff, and did in a rage.
I don't think you need spores to change your. If you can change people through the spores, you can only do what you can already do to yourself. You know, putting the spores into you doesn't change what you can do.
No, I mean.
Yeah, but it looks cool though.
Yeah, I eat it.
Cool as hell.
But they're set to high.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like stoned.
Okay.
No, so what did you want to try? To make yourself not feel pain?
Yeah. Oh, is that my arm is injured or is my leg injured? What is injured?
You're injured in several places. You have one in your shoulder, one in your gut, and 2 in your right thigh.
Okay, could have been me, my friend. Thank you.
We're talking about high caliber bullets, right? It's not like submachine guns going through walls. It's some kind of big ass, cannon machine gun ripping through the office.
Okay, I don't made a little lake so I had to water that instead. I had to do that.
Sorry, say again.
Made a new lake so I had to water that.
Yeah, you can make a new leg, and that's going to make the status not affect you when you try to walk
That's
or
fine. I'm gonna
move.
do that.
Yeah.
I
So
made
what
a
do you
new
do? You just
shoulder.
grow, where do you grow it out of? I'm going to be sorry that I asked.
Um, yeah, I'm gonna make a new arm too, and I'm gonna do it like I'm a dog. I'm gonna say like a fucking dog.
Ah.
Okay. So usually you would change the game for that to adding tags for yourself, but for now, what happens is that they just drive away. They assume that whoever was there is dead, and they drive away.
Ah,
They don't really think normal people, and they're probably right, can take
Probably.
such destruction. So you hear the motorcycles drive away, and what do you do?
I'm gonna get in the car and I'm gonna try and tell. Also, I'm gonna go. Le'Strange, quickly, let's tell them.
And yeah, Le'Strange would be quick to act. And he'd say, probably, Mitosis, are you able to move?
I'm
Seeing you in
gonna
your new dog form.
run around like a dog.
And then yeah, Lestrand would be down the stairs and right behind Ashanti.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'll bring Wilson along because I don't actually no. Wilson will be safe now. I'll say, take care of your shop. Sorry about the mess. And I'll head to the car.
He says, thanks. One last time. And you guys get into the car, and you just drive after them?
Yeah, but we're gonna tell them we don't want to actually be seen by them.
Okay, that's cool. So if you're going to continue into the action, then I think we should do two things. First, Mitosis, you should roll that change the game with one tag, which is grow extra limbs.
Yeah, but I have a question. How long do it take to me to get my survival back?
Right, you need downtime to get burnt themes back.
Is that
So
1
you
hour?
guys take a
4
break.
hour?
We'll
If
take
you
a
guys
break
take
when
break
we
because
investigate the when we're looking into the Chinese house. We'll take like a few days to do that, so then we can not take us downtime. Would that work?
sure. If you guys, yeah, you can also. I'll show you in a minute, but we have the downtime move, which means that some of you can still investigate while others are recovering.
Fair enough.
So, do you want to take some downtime, or do you want to just tail them right now and see where they're going?
Well, let's tell these guys right now, just see where they're going, and
And-
then take some downtime because we just want to know who they are.
And
Okay.
as we're going to the car, I'd try to get a wallet if there was one on the Feld motorcycle man, if his body's still there. Just
Yeah,
looking for ID. But if it's not there, I'd be quickly in tow, right into the car.
his body's still there. There is no wallet, but there's a kind of an old. There's a Chinese character. A calling card with some Chinese character on it.
Oh yes, that would definitely that would go in the pocket.
Okay. Right. You get in the car, Ashanti, or any one of you roll sneaking around, which is doing anything discreetly or secretly or trying to follow anyone. So let's take a look at the move.
You
can drive Ashanti this time.
I don't think that's a good idea because I'm not very good at tailing people.
And with that,
Actually, I'm okay.
You have that.
I'm okay. I should be able to do it. I'll be all right. I'll be all right. I can do it.
But when you said that, Declan was already, when he heard you didn't want to, sliding across the hood of the car. But then he's like, "Oh, all right, you can drive."
Le'Strange, you can take over.
Declan could be driving while Excalibur is, pointing him or giving him, directions or what to do or slowing down or. It's up to you guys.
I'll give it a shot. Let me try helping out. Right. I'm gonna try and tell them because I'm an activist of social change. Going around in disguise is one of the things I do especially well, and I'm gonna say my what's it called, my contacts in every neighborhood. Instead of me actually physically tailing them, I'm calling people up saying, "Hey, if you see this car, let me know so I can figure out where I'm going." I'm using that to go round best I can, and because I'm calling people up, can I say my good reputation can help me well?
Sure, yeah, why not? If you're, the people you're working with do, value your reputation and who you are,
Mm-hmm.
you can throw that in.
Excellent. I don't think my disguise will help me because I'm trying to tell them not be a disguised person.
Yeah,
But I think my good with kids will because kids tend to look out for cars a lot more.
Okay, so you're calling up some kids from the neighborhood and trying to get them to be watchful.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a +3, and you're kind of investigating. You're not really sneaking around anymore.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
So roll +3.
Okay, let me roll actual dice because everyone else is doing it and I feel awkward.
Hold on a minute. I might throw in something. Let's see if you have a kind of a weakness tag that can work here, and then you can mark another.
Unreliable allies?
Unreliable allies. When they're kids, they get easily distracted. So
I think that's fair. Quick question.
You have +3.
Before you continue, can I only take tags from the same theme I'm starting to use?
No, you can mix and match.
Oh, okay. I did not know that. I'll keep that in mind for the next time I do something.
Cool.
In which case, what?
You roll +2?
Yeah, I got a 12 from when I rolled the dice. I kid you not. I'm not making this up. I rolled a 6 and a 4, and I got a +2.
Cool. So the investigate move tells you that on a 10+, whenever you succeed 7 or more, 7 to 9 and 10+, you get 1 clue for each PowerPoint that you have. So you get 2 clues, and clues are basically questions that you ask me, and I have to either give you a solid clue or a straight answer. And because you roll 10+, you don't get any complications that sometimes investigations get into. So I'm assuming the first question is, where did these motorcycles go to?
Go. Yeah.
And I'll give you a straight answer for that. I mean, it's a mansion. It's just outside the city, and the kid that followed them is not very much a kid. He's a 16-year-old. He has a kind of a scooter, and he gives you the address, or more like a GPS pointer.
Quick question before I continue: is that the same mansion that is said to owned by a Chinese triad?
Sorry, is that the same mansion that what?
Owned by the Chinese triad who took the crates.
You don't know for sure, but you can definitely assume that it is.
In which case, my second question is: the motorcyclists themselves, who do they work for?
Well, that's not something your kids can tell you.
Are you sure?
Unless they see, they can tell you. I'll give you that. This guy on the scooter tells you that upon entering the mansion, he saw a lady, an Asian lady in a red dress, talking to the people coming in, shouting at them, and looking around, trying to see if anyone has followed them, the motorcyclists, and then he thinks she didn't see him, but then she kind of, she had more security, and her security went into the gate of the mansion and disappeared.
All right. Thank you very much.
That's your clue.
Okay, I go on and tell the other guys this. Right, so we have a location where those guys were going. Mysteriously enough, it's another giant mansion on the side, so it could be the Chinese triad again. But why they would shoot him up after they said we should get the case back, I don't know. And I don't know where they got their information from either. Especially since they already had it and now they're looking for a book, which is weird. I have a plan, but it's going to need a few days.
Okay, do you guys take some downtime to, do various things: prepare, investigate, recover.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm
Right.
gonna order 60 pizzas.
No, my tab.
Fantastic. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to play the downtime move. The downtime move is very simple. I'll show it to you now. You just have to choose one activity out of several and get the benefits of it, but you can only choose one.
Gotcha.
So let's look at the downtime move. The activities are: you can give attention to one of your logos themes, your ordinary life themes. You tell everyone how you, and then you mark experience or growth on that theme. You can investigate the case that you're working on. You will get we've updated the rules a bit. Basically, you will get to ask one question for each tag that you're invoking that's relevant, but you can only do it in one way, like an investigate move. You can explore your own mythos if you want, get some clues on what's going on with your powers, and that's also like investigating. You can prepare for your next activity by recovering burnt tags. In this case, what what Mitosis is doing, might be doing, or prepare items, things that you need, and that's going to be a change the game move. You get tags for whatever it is you prepare. And you can recover from your last activity. So for each ongoing status that you have, I'm going to tell you what you need to recover it. So Mitosis, if you're going to choose to recover your survivability theme, you'll be able to recover your injuries very fast because you have rapid healing.
Yeah.
So I think you can do an all. If you choose to recover, that's going to be your downtime activity. But everything that's affecting you at the moment is going to go away.
Yeah, I don't do that.
So you're going to do it with loads of pizza?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you want to tell us how it looks?
How it looks? I don't.
What it looks
I told my local pizzeria, and they come with a van, but into the what do you call it?
Driveway?
No, yeah, into your storage.
Or a
And
garage?
me on the like the dog position, I just jump in and eat all what I can.
Lovely. Okay, Le'Strange, what are you doing?
So did I burn those tags as I was using them? No?
No.
But I think then he'd be focusing on like the finding leads, maybe casing the mansion or like driving by a few times a day and
Sure. That's perfect. So what tags do you use? If you have them, if not, you just get a minimum of one.
I'm about to say, you could maybe let me do that bit because someone needs to look into last host, and that might be your speciality.
needs
The
to
guy who's actually.
You can look at Lars Host. You can look at the whole smuggling aspect of this story.
Oh,
Maybe
sure.
Yeah.
I tracked down Lars. I forgot about him.
Yeah, because I think he might be super important. Let me deal with the triads.
That sounds good. So that's what he would focus on. And maybe he'd start with his business connections and throw in Lucky.
You don't roll for this, I don't think.
Oh, okay.
No problem. No, but it's good. You get a question for each one you throw in. Business connections, Lucky. Are you going to throw in smuggling as well, or you're not?
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's where he heard about it from another, from Wilson's, the other guy in the biz.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So you get to ask 3 questions about these things.
So, like about Lars, but with business connections?
You can ask away. Just ask the question. What do you want to know?
Well, yeah, where Lars can be found in town easily.
Okay. Lars can be found in kind of a posh gentleman's club called. It's really a restaurant, but it's called the Blue Oyster.
Do 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 do.
Yeah,
And
something like that.
uh,
Yeah, I mean, you check with your business connections. They heard about someone operating. You know, if anyone on that kind of level is operating in town, they're probably hanging out in one of the biggest restaurants. The Blue Oyster being the most probable one. That's how you get it, you know. But basically, he might be found there.
and what about enemies? Does he have any well-known like adversarial acquaintances that are might be in town even?
Right. You, people don't really know him or what's his story, but they did hear about the altercation with the Chinese triad, and they heard that they have something of his, a crate with a very valuable piece of antique that Lars is very serious about, and he's, investing money to get it back. But not really about any other enemies other than that.
And then if I still have a third one, I guess it would sort of be the classic. What's the dirt? Like what's he hiding if that can be gleaned? Right.
Okay. Um, it's something Oriental. The word about it is it's something Oriental from the very, very early dynasty. Probably, AD, something that is a couple thousand-year old. So, and it's a vessel. People are not really sure exactly what kind of vessel. They're guessing it could be a vase, it could be an urn, it could be something like that. But it has a kind of, there's obviously some kind of juju going on around it. It's not really just the vessel itself or whatever it is. People fighting over something like that, one of your contacts tells you there's a history to this thing. So
Okay.
that's what you get.
Excellent.
Ashanti, aka Excalibur.
Okay, so I have an injured tag -1 tag. How long would that take me to get rid of it?
You have sorry?
I have an injured 1, a tier
Yeah.
1 injured tag. Would that take, with me just doing work and not really like just banging up a little bit, would that be okay? Or would I need to spend my downtime to get rid of it?
You want to get rid of it, you have to spend your downtime. You have to
Okay,
go
so
patched up, or you can investigate.
okay, so in that case, there's absolutely no point in me doing that. I would rather go investigate because we've got stuff to do. I would like to look into what's called a woman in red and find out what her deal is and who she is and all that jazz.
Okay, how are you going to do that?
Okay, so let's start from the top. I have a good reputation. I'm a seasoned negotiator, so I'm getting information from that. I have contacts in every neighborhood.
Who are you negotiating with?
I'm negotiating with people who know about her, people in the business sector, mostly from her finances and stuff like that. People who've dealt with the triad that I know. I mean, I'm a social activist, so people who are usually protesting against the triad or working for the triad or anything like that, I can use them to go for that. So I'm using that for one.
Yeah, it's true, but she doesn't look like someone from the way that young fella described her. She doesn't look like someone who goes around in that kind of circuit. So it might be the mansion and all that. It might be that you're rich person connections will help you more find out who this person is.
Okay, well, I was going to use Singotion to help me out, but that's fine. I'll use family, friends, and high places. Is that fair?
Yeah, totally.
Can I use business acumen to find out of her throughout what's called her finances as well?
If you only to find out who she is in her name, otherwise you can maybe try and figure out who owns the
Building.
mansion. But business acumen is really about doing business. It's not so much about interpreting business.
Okay.
But do you have an accountant something?
Yeah, I've certified accountant.
So if you figured out who she was or who owns the mansion, you could probably figure out more details about it. Yeah.
Well,
So,
can I do them both together anyway? Because as soon as I get one.
Yeah. You just ask a question for each one. That's fine.
Okay. Can I use access to family assets? Because it'll be through my family's assets that I'll find out from her. Like people that work in my family, like contact connections and stuff through my family. Would that work?
That's friend in high places.
Okay. In that case, that's 2. And contacts in every neighborhood?
Sure, you can ask the contacts, but yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so that's 3. Okay, so first question, who the hell is she?
Right. Who are you asking this again? The friends in high places or the...
Yeah, friends in high places.
Right. I'm assuming you're using the location of the mansion and who lives there and who has that kind of apartment or
all of that, all that thing. I'm using all that thing, all of it, right there. Just go for it.
So the word, there is word talking about Chinese mafia, whatever. People aren't stupid. You know when someone has very heavy security. It could also be the house of a Chinese businessman or businesswoman. So it's not really clear who the woman in red is, because the owner of the mansion isn't necessarily showing up outside or revealing anything of their private lives. These mansions are very secluded.
Mm-hmm.
However, they can tell you that they see her there regularly, coming and going all the time, usually with a lot of security. And so there's 2 options. Either it's really the whole place is by a Chinese triad, or it's actually some kind of a business, very rich business person owning it.
Okay.
It's a bit vague.
Okay, so my second question is, how do you is there any way, investigating the building itself, since I can't get anything about her, is there any way in and out of the building that is not so gathered up? Is there any kind of option? Hold on, let me double check what I'm using first before I ask that question. I'll be using business acumen. So yeah, about the building, I'm certified accountant, about the building itself and its finances and stuff. Contractors would have gone in. Is there an easy way in and out, some kind of like secret path or something, I don't know, some kind of way else that people don't tend to monitor a lot?
You don't really get to see schematics, but you can definitely see who they're working with. Mm-hmm. So you have cleaning teams coming in and going out. You have food deliveries very, very often because there's a heap of security people there. You have, what else? Cable TV tech teams coming in to fix internet, tech teams coming in to fix things. There's loads of teams, coming and going from that place. Seems to be a strange, there's a lot of money spent on security. Safes installed, security measures of all kinds, camera, alarm systems. So you see all that. I'm guessing you're doing something a little bit illegal by looking into these things, but
yeah, obviously.
You're able to dig that up. You know what you're doing.
Okay. And finally, my last question, guys. Any ideas what should be? Anything you're looking for?
Where's the amazing pizza?
What was that?
Just cheating.
No, nothing comes to mind.
Yeah, 2 is pretty good.
Save
In
it-
which case...
you can save it to later and ask it retroactively.
Oh, okay, sure. Right, I'm done.
Okay, so what happens after a couple of days? Where do you meet again? Maybe Lestrange's office or whatnot, and
I will insist it's Lestrange's office.
Yeah, we let dogs in, so Mitosis would be allowed in.
right. So what?
All right.
You guys are together. Make the call. What do you do?
All right, so I think we should go see this last person, find out why he's hiring us in the first place and what it is we're grabbing.
Yes, that would be prudent. Seeking Lars, but unlike my office, dogs might not be welcome, Mitosis. At the Blue Oyster, that is.
But can I just remove my arm?
Yeah, if you don't want it anymore, I guess you can make it go away.
Yeah, so I'm normal human, and I say, I have this car.
Normal human.
Normal human. I have this car from the pizzeria.
And Declan will walk up to Mitosis and, do you have your coat on yet that you cover yourself with?
I just sit in the bed. It's like a van.
But friend, we have to go into the Blue Oyster.
Yeah, I'm looking through the stores to find something that looks pretty.
And Declan's got some of yours hanging on the coat rack that you've had before. He's used to having to cover you up, and he grabs your cuffs and brings them up high to your ears, and then gets you your big floppy hat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why did we bring him? I know he
For
could
fighting.
All right, let's go to the Blue Oyster. Go see this last person.
And yeah, Declan's happy to drive this time. He'll hop in behind the wheel, and he'll drive us all over there.
Cool. You arrive at the Blue Oyster. It's in early afternoon. You hear easy. I mean, you climb the stairs to wherever it is. You arrive at the door. There's all kinds of very well-groomed waiters and hosts, and you hear this kind of very nice, easy listening music, jazz or something playing in the background. It's all very, and of course the chatter of very wealthy men and women doing business, chatting away, clinking glasses. It's kind of an overcast day, but inside it's very cheerful.
And Declan he'll approach the coat check room and ask, as he doesn't actually go so far as to hand over his hat and coat, but he has his coat over his arm, and he'll ask whoever's manning it or womaning it that I'm looking for Lars. Lars Host. Does he happen to be here today? I know he frequents the place here. I have to buy him a drink tonight.
He looks at you, and it's this kind of a short guy. You know, he's all with his suit or whatever he has to wear for a very kind of preppy thing he has to wear for his job. He looks at you and he says, "I can't tell you about people here. Sorry, sir, but you will have to walk in and see if your friend is there for yourself."
I stop and I look him up and down. Does he have a name badge?
Marty.
I look at Lars and I go, time me, and I walk away with my phone. I'm going to call his boss, and I'm going to tell his boss to tell me everything I want him to know.
Okay.
Just like time me. And I got my phone like, hi, is this? Oh, hello, Mr. Gan. Yes, if you could, that'd be great. Yes, I've just met Marty. He seems really nice, but he's not helping me out what I really want. Could you mind telling him to just do this right job? I'd really appreciate it. Thank you, bye.
Are you faking it, or are you actually calling him?
I'm actually calling him. I don't need to fake that shit. I'm actually calling him. 'Cause I don't give a fuck.
Declan's like
Straight
really
up,
tense.
like, no.
checking his clock, checking with the coat guy, checking with the coat.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, this one. I'm like, this won't take long. Don't worry. I'm actually gonna call up his boss and tell him to sort me out.
No problem. The boss is, oh my God, Miss, whatever it is.
I go, it's fine. No need to come down here. I have some associates who are doing some business, and they'll just be much quicker if they just knew what was going on.
Of course. Let me just look. I'll ring the restaurant, and I will have someone at your service in a moment.
Not a problem. How dinner tomorrow, 7:00?
By all means.
Excellent. Have a good day. Click. I walk back up and I go, how long was that?
Oh, it wasn't even a minute. You barely broke half in it.
I have to be faster at these things. And I look at Marty and smile and I go, your phone's about to ring. You're going to pick it up, you're going to say, yes, boss, and then you're going to help us out.
He picks it up. He's looking at you. Yes, boss. Okay. And he hangs it up. I'll get someone to help you immediately. And he just darts into the restaurant. It doesn't take more than 20 seconds before a red-headed lady with flowing hair and a nice kind of nice cut dress walks in, very suave looking, and she says, at your service, I'm Alicia. I'm the hostess here. Can I help you with anything, Miss?
I look over at Mr. Le'Strange here would like some help. Mr. Le'Strange?
Hello, and I am indeed Declan Le'Strange, and I'm here to buy Lars' host a drink. Is he in tonight?
Lars Host. That it sounds familiar, but I'm just not sure. Let me check in my in the books right now. And she pulls out a kind of phablet, and she just goes through it, and she says, "No, I don't. I could have sworn I heard the name, but I don't see him here. You're welcome to go in if you know him and look around, but I just don't see him on the list."
She's not lying, is she?
You can check if she's lying. You can use your investigate to check if he's lying.
Sure. Yeah, I'd look her up and down because he's French, so he was looking her up and down anyways, and
Hey.
and so I mean he's got a good judge of character, and I think that's what I'd throw on it as a tag. And maybe Haggler, because he's sort of trying to just judge a character.
Okay.
6, so 9 on the dice, so 10 unless you attach a weakness.
No,
he's arrogant.
It's okay. She's used to it. So you get to ask one question, which can be: is she covering up, or anything else you want?
Is he actually on the list and just getting protection, sort of, by being forgotten, or is she truthful and not really knowing of him?
Kind of. It's weird. While you're chatting her up a bit and trying to see, you do notice him on the list, but she doesn't seem to be lying. She's totally oblivious.
That's weird.
Maybe he goes by the name Jensen.
If you see one, you should point it out. Be like, who's that guy?
Sorry?
If you see the name on the list, you should point out and be like, out of curiosity, who's that guy? And point the name of the list when she goes through it.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, oh my God, I misread it. It's those. That's so funny. It's those Danish names. You can never read them. You don't know how to pronounce them.
I know. I mean, have you ever? I had a friend called Christopher Dancing. It was the weirdest.
So she says, I guess he's at table. Sorry, I really apologize. I don't know how I didn't read it earlier.
That's absolutely no problem whatsoever. You've done your job and you're doing your
Sorry,
duties.
I'm sorry. Wow, she's kind of weirded out by it a little bit, but you know, she's still very respectful and dignified. She just says, "Okay, follow me. I'll show you this table." At a table at the back of the restaurant, a nice round table with a big kind of nice tablecloth, silverware, everything, sits a man in a gray suit, quite tall, blonde, definitely has the Nordic look. And he's just playing around with his drink. It's a, you know, Declan, you can probably tell that it's a gin.
Fucking Danish people drinking gin all the time. How dare they?
Anyway, that's what he likes.
No.
And apparently, or that's what he's drinking anyway. And he's just playing with his phone, messaging, whatever, listening to the music.
So Declan will, as we approach and reach our destination at his table, he'd say, "Lars, I'm Declan Le'Strange, and I'm here to buy our next round of gin." And he'll motion because he's about to sit down.
He looks up at you. He looks at the hostess. He looks at all of you. Is Mitosis there?
I think so.
Yeah.
On the way I walk there, if I see food, I just annotate it and drop it in my mouth.
I'm gonna like gently pull my toasters with me, like, honey, not around here. No.
But I still do it. I'm hungry.
Yeah, you can eat later. Here's the deal: you get to come with us to the fancy places if you don't make a scene. Okay? Make a scene. I'll put you back in the car.
And I'll fix his cuff again so it's up high and pull his hat down.
But I still eat the food.
He's like, maybe I'm so fucking good. And then
I try to do it nicely. Then.
And then Declan will look to the hostess and say, "Bring us 4 more gins, please. And you might have one yourself."
Martini for me, please. Martini for me, please. If you don't mind, I'm not really a gin drinker.
Make that 1 martini, ma'am. Thank you.
Can I see the kitchen?
Sorry?
No.
Can I see the kitchen? I go to the kitchen.
I look at Lestrade like, Lestrade, you control the animal, I swear to God.
Maybe he'd be better served off there while we're dealing with the fancy types.
I'm not sending him to the goddamn kitchen.
We may have to wash dishes before we leave anyways.
Oh yeah, we haven't actually paid for these drinks yet. Shit.
I'd be happy, the hostess says, to show you our kitchen, sir, if you are interested in how we craft our very exquisite food here.
Yeah, I like that.
Mitosis, please do not go to the kitchen. Mitosis, sit down. He's leaving, isn't he? He's gone. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going.
Okay, you're gone to the kitchen.
Okay, we have like what, 5 minutes before we have to leave.
This host guy is still looking at you all, well, at you, and he says, "Very interesting. By all means, sit down. Let's discuss any business that you might have with me. How did you find me? Who are you? Well, you introduce yourself. How did you find me? And what kind of business prospects would you like to discuss?"
I'm letting Lestrade take the lead in this one. I mean, I'll kick in when I have to.
Well, we ourselves just got out of a little jam a few days ago at the warehouse, and we've heard of mysterious objects of the East that may have arrived in town, and we have come across your name a few times in the mix. And we're just hoping to shed some light on this matter and find the truth of the matter.
Find the truth. He repeats the words in a very kind of condescending way. And why would you want to find the truth about this?
I
It's a
lean
private
forward.
matter. You were hired to do a job. Either
I
do
lean
the job
forward.
or step back.
I lean forward and I go, there's a difference between being hired to do a job and being specifically told to do a job, specifically for us. And the best thing to do when you're doing a job is to have all the facts. So, why don't you just tell us what's in the crate and what's the book?
The reason you were chosen to do this job is because your reputation precedes you. You've handled a couple of cases in this town already, and my business associates found you suitable for this task.
I can respect that, and I'm very glad that my reputation does precede me. But the reason why we're good at our tasks is because we're good at finding facts and using the facts for our advantage. This
And
right
once,
now. So after
sorry,
you. After you go,
and,
go on.
and once a hint of the truth to a juicy mystery like this is set free, my mind is unable to set it to rest until some resolve is found.
Well, that
And usually, before I take a job, I like to not be shot at until I've agreed to take the job. That wasn't the case here.
yes, I suspect Hardy wasn't safe in his dealings, and that's why he was attacked. He should have just passed it on to you. He wasn't supposed to get involved. But regarding your rather, I would say, unhealthy curiosity, Declan, Mr. Le'Strange, I can, I can, I can see what the lady here is saying. We can talk about facts. Anything about quenching curiosity is going to have to be left outside.
Very well.
He tells you the facts are that that crate contains an artifact that can be very, very bad. If it can be very bad if someone other than my business associates acquires it. This artifact has certain properties that can be misused, and I would like to reobtain it. This is your job. These are the facts. You don't need to open the crate. You don't need to know what's in the crate. You just need to know that you're putting the crate back where it belongs when you take it out of their hands. So he's looking very stern at the minute. Do you want to squeeze him? Do you want to
Oh,
Declan's gonna
investigate him
just,
out?
in order to try and suppress his true thirst for like what's within the box, he's just going to drain his gin for now, and he's just kind of focusing on that because he's still kind of driven for the full glory or whatever of
For the what?
unwrapping that secret or whatever.
Sure.
I, on the other hand, I'm not about to let that go so easily. I don't like taking jobs from people I don't even know against something like the triad, so I'm going to step up my fucking game. I'm going to lean on forward towards the table, and I'm going to go, all right, Mr. Host, I think you've had your say of peace. Now I have mine to say. That crate is probably already opened or going to be opened or has already been opened, and if it is dangerous, it is up to us to make a decision as to what we do with it. If we're not prepared for that, then we are probably going to find ourselves in a very precarious situation with the Chinese triad. Also, if we found you, they probably already know you're here. Do you really want to spend time wasting our time and yours, trying to find out what it is in this case? Or are you just going to tell me what that is and who your people are?
He tells you, don't worry about me, miss. I can get out of sight when I need to. So I'll handle the triad if they come after me, but I don't think that's going to happen.
I'm gonna try something crazy. I'm gonna go. Being able to cloud men's minds does not mean they can't find you elsewhere.
He stops.
And I smile.
He says, he kind of thinks about it for a while. He's looking at you. He's trying to weigh you to see how much do you know or how much you think you know.
I'm not giving anything away. I am straight up full on rich bitch mode.
He says, I see. In that case, I can maybe extend your right for further information temporarily. The crate holds a teapot, a very old teapot. It's an object that, when correctly used in a ceremony, can allow whoever is using it to find people like you. Me and my business associates are trying to get it off the streets exactly to protect your kind. The Triad are trying to have acquired it in order to get to you people first. Now, I don't know what situation you come from when you first discovered whatever it is you discovered that's going on with you, but people that first show signs of something unusual in them usually are very confused, and the last people you want them to meet are the Chinese Triad. So you tell me now, are you going to help me get this crate, or am I going to go to someone else? And I think we can stop there.
Out of character. This guy is bullshitting. 100%. Nobody who wants to protect people from that crate would fucking go through this method or hide it from other people. There is no way that's what he wants. He wants to take it so he himself can track them down and use it for his own ends. Straight up put right down there. Not only that, I 100% bet that the crate actually originally belonged to the Chinese Triad as it is, and they're trying to take it away from them. I 100% bet that's actually what's happening, and he wants us to steal this fucking shit.
All these questions, you're really setting us up for the next session.
But I am not fucking falling for it, because I think there's another thing going on here, and I have to keep going. So I'm not going to say anything else. I'm going to lean back. One second, I've got someone knocking on the door. I'll be right back. Hold on.
And Declan, he's maybe hearing a little bit of a commotion coming from the kitchen, I'm sure.
Yeah, we're gonna wrap up with what's happening in the kitchen. What's happening in the kitchen, Chris?
I see some pots with some food in with boiling water. I'm gonna make my hand weather resistant. I'm gonna put it down and just take it up and eat it. And I'm gonna have a half bone meat, and the hoses. I see the hoses. I do like this. I eat half of that as you want some, and I'm gonna eat some more and just eat out of the kitchen. And when the chef tries to get me away from the food, I'm gonna push them and eat more. And when there's like 5 persons that try to hold me down, I'm gonna push them some more. And
so Declan does dishes for the rest of the night to pay for all the food.
Like no, I'm just gonna wrap this up in a way. We can change it later if you want, but basically a big commotion in the kitchen. There's screams, there's terror, there's something is eating all the lobsters. and the oysters, and there is a big mess. And as soon as Declan and Ashanti turn to just go there and see what the hell is going on with Mitosis, you know, they either calming down or they just make a step in that direction or even look in that direction. When they turn their heads back, Lars' host is gone. Whatever way you were sitting, whatever way you were blocking his exit, he's gone. And you are left with big questions for next time. So,
Motherfucker.
thanks, guys. It was really awesome. Please stay on the line. I'm just going to stop the broadcast now. And if you had, I mean, you can just.
Well, I had a great time, and I look forward to the next one if you'll have me back.
Yeah, I mean, like, we didn't actually do anything. We haven't actually got to the place yet.
Yeah, you didn't have the big showdown, but you will. I had a great time with you guys. Thank you for trying out City of Myst with me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it for now. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Awesome.